What's up everyone, it's Sendoh, and it's been quite a while since we've had any meaningful update in Counter-Strike. A lot of you in the comments keep expressing your frustration with the state of the game, whether it's the lack of new content or the terrible anti-cheat system, which lately has become even worse with the huge increase of blatant cheaters. Right now we could say that Counter-Strike 2 feels pretty stagnant, and today we're going to talk about why, because honestly around this time of the year the game usually ends up like this. So let's get into it. If you're tired of your old virtual items and want to freshen up your inventory, Skins Monkey is the perfect solution. With just a few clicks, you can select the skins you want to get rid of and safely trade them for any item from the Skins Monkey stock. And there are thousands to choose from. Plus, if you use my referral code sendoh, you'll unlock extra perks and exclusive offers. Check out Skins Monkey, your trusted marketplace. You've got the link down in the description. As happens every year, November and December are major season in Counter-Strike 2, one of the biggest events of the year. And it's very common for the dev team to be working on different aspects of the game, but to avoid releasing any big update that could change the feel of the gameplay or introduce major content changes, because they don't want to overshadow the event. That's why sometimes the devs drop a big update right before the major, but this time we only got a small bug fix patch, the major menu and the sticker grading feature, which is fun but obviously not a priority. Last year on November 14th we got a map update and the introduction of the train remake, a pretty big update, and since the major was so close it didn't feel like there was a lack of content. After the Shanghai major they also pushed several game optimizations, added new animations and released the service medal, so the end of the year didn't feel as empty as this 2025. This year's major isn't exactly a huge success either. A lot of people are even forgetting to do their pick'ems, and that only adds to this general feeling of indifference about everything. If we look back, the last meaningful content update was 2 months ago, with the new community maps and the new armory pass. Since then, we've had multiple bug fixes, some small performance improvements, and of course glove and knife contracts, the retakes mode, and now the sticker encapsulation feature. Technically, yes, we have been getting updates, but the problem is that nowadays it feels like every game needs a new event every week to remain relevant, and Counter-Strike has always been a very basic game. It never relied on constant event passes, but on its solid gameplay. The problem is that Valve has had the solution right in front of them for years, and they still refuse to use it. Operations. We used to get 1 or even 2 operations per year, tons of fresh content, maps, skins, co-op missions, weekly missions. And now, the dev team basically dismantled everything that made operations fun and turned it into an infinite armory pass, where you earn rewards just by playing. We also have weekly missions, yes, but they barely do anything aside from speeding up the weekly drop. That's why a lot of people just log in, get their drop and leave. There's simply not much reason to play several hours a day right now. If you enter Premier mode right now, the experience is awful after so many months in the same season. In the last few weeks, the amount of blatant cheaters has skyrocketed, which is why I basically just play 1 match to maintain my rank and then move on to regular matchmaking, where you're also not guaranteed to avoid cheaters. One of the worst changes they made was removing rank restrictions for 5 stacks. In theory, this was meant to make it easier to play with friends. In practice, it means you queue into Premier and find 30,000 ELO cheater accounts boosting people who paid for it. And the cherry on top, because the ELO difference is so huge, I lose 500 points for losing to a blatant aimbotter, and in the miracle scenario where I win, I get 120 points. So once you complete the 125 seasonal wins, there's no reason to keep grinding Premier. It's just suffering until you find a match without a suspicious account or someone with all stats in red. I'm definitely not the only one feeling like this, and that's why so many players say the same thing. They just log in, grab the weekly drop, and that's it. The game feels stagnant. Everything always circles back to the same issue, the anti-cheat. If we had a system capable of catching just the most blatant cheaters, maybe things would be different. Right now we can't really do much but wait. After the major we'll probably get an update, not a big one, and then in January we should get Premier Season 4. But again, if the dev team keeps focusing only on fixing bugs, adding some skin related features and dropping community content every 6 months, the cycle stays the same. Yes, we have a ton of leaked content that looks promising, but really all we're asking for is to be able to play fair matches and to get an operation once in a while. Not to get new armory pass keychains every 3 to 4 months. Those are fun for a month and then everything feels boring again. We'll see what happens after the major, but it's honestly sad that more than 2 years later, we're still asking for the same thing, a proper anti-cheat and for some CSGO style content to return. Let's hope they actually step up, though expectations aren't very high right now. As always, any CS2 news will be on the channel, so don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sendoh and I'll see you all soon.